Good evening, curling fans, and welcome to the Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. We are live from the Community First Curling Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Tonight is draw number 4, and we are featuring a men's game of East Coast versus West Coast as Team Prince Edward Island takes on Team BC. I'm your host, Peter Stesky. I'm happy to be joined by Sault Ste. Marie's own 2013 Canadian champion, 2014 Olympic gold medalist, Brad Jacobs. Brad, how are you tonight, sir?
Pete, couldn't be any better. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you know what? Thanks for joining us. You are a legend in this town. You're a legend everywhere in Canadian and world curling, actually. We'll go over your resume a little bit later, but have you had a chance to watch any of this curling so far this week?
No. This is going to be my first game. We were here earlier today. All I can hear is Stu right now.
Yeah, Stewie's doing the intros in the background from TSN, so apologies if you hear that.
Yeah, no worries. So we were here earlier today. Actually had lunch with my cousin Ryan upstairs for about an hour, and we kind of creeped in, looked down at some of the games that were going on. But really looking forward to catching some curling here this week. This is going to be my first game, front to back. And yeah, obviously this is our home club. Really excited to see what the ice is doing with a nice big Canadian championship like this. I know they worked really hard on it, and everybody's really excited about this event.
Yeah, the ice, I could tell you, they're a little worried, the players yesterday. It was slower.
Right.
But they've done the rocks a bit, and now today they came out. It's been sort of 14-5,
yeah.
Hog to hog. Tons of curl, and that's what the curlers look for, especially at this level. That way they have the ability to make some shots. We've had a couple well-played games so far. Tonight, we can meet the teams. First up from British Columbia, they're curling out of Kimberley. Lead, Darren Will. Second, Kevin Maffioli. Third, Dave Toffolo, and their skip, Tom Bushy. And from PEI, they curl out of the Montague Curling Club. Lead, Mike Dillon. Second, Sean Ledgerwood. Third, Kevin Champion, and their skip, Philip Gorvet. Battle of 0-1 teams, Brad. Both of them lost to teams from Ontario. BC, a tight one, extra ender to Brian Cochran out of Ontario, and the guys from PEI lost to Northern Ontario. You played in a ton of Canadian championships. In fact, my research says 13 Briers. How important is it for one of these teams to rebound tonight and get back into the thick of things?
Yeah, absolutely. It's I think it's imperative. And I didn't know that PEI lost to Northern Ontario. I'm going to be a little bit biased there and say good on it for Northern Ontario. But hoping really just for a good game here tonight and a good show by both teams, make lots of shots. And you never want to start 0-2. You can, you get your feet wet in your first game. If you can make some shots, even if you lose, it's okay. If you learned a few things, bounce back and make a bunch of shots in your second game. But I think it'll be big for whoever comes out of this game and gets themselves to 1-1.
Yeah, for those just tuning in, it's a 14-team event, 14 men's teams, 14 ladies, 2 pools of 7. The top 4 teams from each group advance, where you then cross over and play the other pool. So you're going to play a 6-game round robin within the group. 0-2 starts tough to bounce back from. So both teams looking to get on the winning side of the ledger tonight. Fairly open to start here, Brad.
I see that. I see a little hit and roll out there. Actually, just looking at that shot come down the ice, it looked like fairly lightweight, maybe board, solid board weight, and still rolled out. It's nice to see at our club the liveliness in the house like that. It's for some of the people that are watching that don't know, these rocks are relatively new. They're only a few years old. We got them from Canada Curling Stone a few years ago. This was a really big move for our club, getting all these brand new stones out here, and to see the liveliness in the house like that is really great.
You could do commentary for TSN, talking about the liveliness of the rocks, the striking bands. We can do some gear effect later.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Might as well.
Yeah, the stones have made a huge difference. I used to play up here. Actually, we met for the first time probably in about 2001, 2002, playing in the huge Caspiel up here that was at the Sioux. And
right.
deader rocks back then. Like, to make a roll, you actually had to throw a good normal weight anyway and hit half a rock or less, so you weren't going to get a lot of action. These things have a lot more spring to them for sure.
Yeah, so the old rocks that we had were solid blue hone granite. They were, I believe they dated back to the 60s. I was talking to some of the guys about that in the locker room earlier.
Back when Furby played.
Yeah. We were joking about that in the locker room. One of the guys said, you know, Brad, back in the 60s is when most of us were born. And I said, yeah, well, you guys are old. Like, just joking. But yeah, those rocks, we didn't get a whole lot of action out of them. It was time to replace all of them, and we're really excited that we have these stones here.
Sean Ledgerwood, second for PEI. Throwing an out-turn hit. Looks like we're going to play it fairly close to the vest in the first end here. Just trading hits. You're coming off, Brad, a tough loss. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I mean, you had a chance to go to the Olympics, came up just short. I didn't get to see a lot of the game. I heard you personally had a wicked game, and just short to Brad Gushue. Probably, in my opinion, the best two teams that were there all week. What do you guys have left to play for this season?
There's lots left to play for. We're really excited. You know, we're really looking forward to building off of a great week at the Olympic trials. Taking a little bit of time here in December to just enjoy our families, enjoy the holidays, maybe indulge. We've been pretty disciplined with everything on the training side of things, and just kick back, relax, and really get ready for the new year. So I was surprisingly asked, and I'm honored to play mixed doubles with Carrie Anderson, which we announced today. So we have that right after Christmas, and then obviously our team with the boys, we got men's provincials right away, right after New Year's. That's up in Kenora, Ontario, and right after that we got to fly to, what is it, Camrose? That's where the slam is? Right, Camrose for a Grand Slam. So not really looking past that right now on the schedule. Just excited to get out here and throw some rocks. I threw the opening stone with Ryan and EJ and Ann Harris.
You hit the rings, too.
Yeah, I hit the rings.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I threw a practice stone over there on the side.
I saw that,
you saw that too? Yeah, I didn't want to embarrass myself. But that was the first rock I've thrown since we got back from the Olympic trials. Took a solid week off. We were talking about it as a team a little bit about how grueling that week was, how just we needed to rest up even from that week. That was a little bit of a longer, I don't know, it was a little bit more painful than normal, I would say, coming back from this one.
Oh, for sure.
Based on
every
just
4
everything
years.
that happened. Yeah. So it's all good. Hey, you know what? We're going to keep our chins up. There's lots to play for. We're excited about the rest of the year. We learned a ton last week, and everybody's really excited to play into the new year. So that's a positive. I think we just had a hog rock here, Pete.
Yeah, I think it picked and actually switched turns. We're going to give him the benefit of that, although this guy did lose. Kevin Champion throwing third for PI. Lost to Team Yogis 3 weeks ago in Saturday Payday League, so I don't know if that's a proud loss. I mean, Robbie Doherty, my buddy's on that team. Hoff is always the MVP, but yeah, Kevin, he tried. He tried to bribe me and not mention it, but as you know, Brad, if something happens, I have to talk about it on air, and it happens. So open hit here now for Kevin, throwing old school with the corn broom.
Love it.
They're working hard on this one, trying to hold the line.
I don't know if it's just my screen or not, but it looks like he has a sunburn, Pete.
Yeah, I think he needs maybe a longer shirt. It's not often you see tan lines out on the curling ice, so thank you. Kevin just got back from the Bahamas. Chance here, Brad. The whole end, it looks like sort of BC's been the one drawing. That's it's good to get a feel for the ice early. We see in this last week we're at the club curling championship, and then this senior play, any competition, the team that can get a hold of draw weight early, it's a huge advantage.
Absolutely, yeah. Just work the pebble in everywhere. Start the second end with the ice hopefully where you want it to be for the rest of the game, and the last thing you want is to have anybody throwing down a super fresh path early on in the game and giving up big points because of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So just so everyone knows, there is practice before the game, both teams, and they end up throwing closest to the button for the hammer, and 2 players throw it, and is the total measurement. I heard the guys from BC joking around. They got a good sense of humor. They said they were about 1 kilometer away combined.
Yeah. So about as far away as whoever just threw it now. Was that Tom?
Yeah.
That was Tom's first
Yeah,
rock,
Tom would have been happy with that, I think, in the draw of the button. First rock here for Philip Gorvet, skip of PEI. He's going with an old school hair broom to throw with. I like that. That's my style. Philip, he's been around. He's played in 3 Briars, 2003, 2005, 2006, and is also a 86 Canadian champion in the mix. You know why I know that's not true? Because our dear friend Randy Furby lost the final of the 1986 mix to Ontario.
So that's not true.
No, and I'm not sure who prepared that bio, but I know for a fact Dave Van Dyne out of Ottawa defeated Randy Furby, Pat Ryan, and Penny Ryan, who's actually playing in this event for Team BC. So maybe they're just doing that, trying to slip it past me, but no dice, boys.
Can't slip anything past you.
No. Open hit here now.
He's going Reed-a-Rama style with the crutch.
The crutch. Shout out to Reed. Let me know who you're playing with next year, buddy. You might come out of retirement. Reed and I actually played in a Sioux Slam here. Picked up a couple quick W's. 1 in 4 ends, 1 in 5.
Who was on that team?
I filled in for Braden Muscowie. He was not there.
Oh, no?
No, he was on his way. Said his flight got canceled, which was weird because it landed. He just wasn't on it. So he missed the first 2 games. I filled in through lead rocks and was in the house and
just licked them up in 4 or 5 ends.
I actually got so bored with the game, Brad, I retired again.
You did, eh?
I just found it too easy.
Wow. Must be nice.
Open hit here.
For the blank?
Opportunity for the blank. Nice smooth slide up the center there. Yeah. Boys jumped on it right away, though.
Nice rotation. Should be able to roll out no problem here. Cleaning it, you like to hear that sound.
Actually.
Did he jam on the side? Nope.
No, he's good. So, Brad, you slipped in there. You are playing mixed doubles with Carrie Anderson. Carrie is the reigning Canadian champion. She won last year with Brad Gushu. Obviously, Brad's off to the Olympics. So, from what I understand, you have never lost a game in mixed doubles.
Never. No, never lost one. Never played one either.
Yeah.
Never won one.
No.
Never lost one, never won one. So we'll see how it goes. From what I'm told, last year's Canadian Mixed Championships was Carrie Anderson's first time playing mixed doubles, and she won it.
Yeah, that worked out.
So that worked out. So, you know, I'm crossing my fingers that something like that might happen for us, for myself. I mean, same
Great
sort of thing.
Great opportunity to still go to the Olympics.
Sure, absolutely. I watched a little bit of mixed doubles curling. Well, I've watched a lot more of it now as of recent, and especially at the last Olympics. And it caught my eye from that point on. I thought this is legit, and I'm excited at the opportunity. I'm really thrilled that she thought of me first, and
I
got some big shoes to fill. Oh, okay. You turned it down, eh?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving me the chance. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Carrie.
Okay, here we go. We can get some rocks in play here now. We got a nice high center guard, Pete.
Lefty intern here from Mike Dillon.
Perfect.
Playing the draw around this spot. Brad, I would say, is the swingiest on the ice so far. This is only our 3rd game of coverage, but watch this here. Hog line in. This is going to whip.
Is it?
Yeah, it will for real.
Okay, I'm watching it.
See, it's going.
They had the camera on Mike for quite a while. I couldn't help but recognize or notice how awesome his hair is. Nice, thick head of hair on him. You agree with that? Did you see that? I guess I'm just jealous.
I think you know what, you're better than your front end, the Brush Brothers. It's a weird name to have because they should be the Bald Brothers, but I mean, EJ's holding on a little bit.
He's holding on.
Ryan's let it go.
Right.
This is interesting. They were going to play the other turn here, Brad. Could chase with the out. They're probably just more comfortable with the end. Probably threw their draw to the button down this side. We would know that for sure had you done your research, but...
Sweepers are on it. They're carrying it. Looking pretty good. Keep her going.
Okay.
It's like it undercurled on the out-turn side anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just like they played the out-turn.
The same, but different.
Right.
Yep. You could see how much these rocks are curling, though. The out-turn came up nice. That's why that center guard, if anything, if you needed to steal this end, that center guard's definitely a little high. And that's just a tribute to how great this ice surface has been, especially hogline in the curl. This looks heavy to me. It's trying to come down.
They're liking the weight.
Okay, Mike. Nice try. Okay.
Just a hair heavy there. Sets up a pocket now.
Yeah, a little opportunity here for BC.
Without the hammer, it looks like they're opting to play the double, or at least the hit on the back one.
BC is throwing. I believe they have that. Oh, they don't have the hammer. Is that correct?
Yeah, BI does have the hammer.
Okay.
Trying to carve this one over, Brad. Get a little roll onto the face of that other yellow. Bumps it out.
Nice
Doesn't
shot.
quite kill it. Still a very good shot.
Even if you tap it a bit. Right there. Tap, it's okay. Draw.
For those who know, Randy normally likes to do the commentary, but it's getting pretty late. It's almost 8 o'clock, or what time is it? He's got to go to bed soon.
10 to 9.
I'm not even going to tell you what he just said, but
All I felt was he came behind me here and just smacked me in the back of the head.
a lot of abuse from the Everest curling ambassador, Randy Furby. Love the guy. Have a good night, Dad.
Just call him Dad?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne Madaw's my actual dad, but look at that freeze, Brad. That is a beauty.
That's a nice shot.
Locked right on there by Sean Ledgerwood.
Great shot by Sean.
Okay. Right to it.
This shot here, probably the key, and I say it over and over and over again when I do commentary, but you just can't be heavy here. Like, you don't have to be right frozen. You just need to be in front of this rock. As soon as you're heavy here, it's a bad curling shot.
Yeah, I guess, you know, it looks like he's a little wide here too, so hopefully he doesn't
Coming down.
bounce off or anything like that. But we're getting some movement hog line in. I was going to say, though, might have been a good opportunity to come down and try to get an angle, maybe tap it. But you're right, if you're ever heavy and on a bad angle,
Good.
it could be a lot of trouble.
Yeah, if you're going to play the tap, as long as you've got the line. But yeah,
Right.
you just can't whistle past everything. They're pretty close there.
Pretty close. Little opportunity to get a hit and roll inside,
Sort of
put
had
some
that
pressure on him.
tap weight you're talking about, but now a real opportunity here for PEI with the hammer here, playing the second end. They blanked the first.
Pete, I got to ask you, are the curlers mic'd up for this?
Yes.
Oh, they are,
Yeah,
right?
they're
Okay.
fairly low, but they are.
Because I wasn't sure, because we can hear them, obviously, but I wasn't sure if our viewers could hear them, because all I can hear is you and I,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, we're sitting right behind the sheet in the curling club, but it's not like a television broadcast where you'd be locked into a booth, so to speak. We're right in open air here, so people can hear our commentary. Actually, I was doing the game earlier, Brad. It was pretty funny. The Northern Ontario ladies team got in a bit of trouble, and they were debating whether they're supposed to play this run back and there was nothing on that side of the sheet. The only shot they had, was this out-turn draw. And their coach can hear me. He called timeout and went out there and called the out-turn draw.
Perfect.
Which is amazing.
Did they make it?
No, that was not close.
Still, no.
No, wasn't even close. Came up about 12 feet short.
Try to move,
Just a slow rock,
shuffle it
probably.
around,
Probably,
try and free that
yeah.
yellow one up a little more. Just back.
That was a
back
pig.
8.
Do
Gotta make sure
What do you
we get
think here?
to the pile.
What are you throwing the green shot, green rock here?
I believe I thought I saw he called a
Just a little tappy
little
tap.
bit of a tap there.
Just try to create an angle here, surround this yellow.
Whoa, whoa. Yep.
Right, even though PEI racked on that center guard, opened it up, so they're likely not in trouble to at least score this end,
Hard, hard, hard.
regardless of what happens. Nice little shot.
Sweet.
That's the epitome of a Christmas tree right there. That is lined up like a Christmas tree.
See, this is where I'd like to see. I know like Mark and EJ would be licking their chops at the ability to remove some greens right now. Throw a howitzer down there.
Yeah, they'd be able to kill 3 for fun probably. It's going to be tough to get rid of the middle rock.
See if Kevin can get this rock moving down here. Doesn't look like they called very much weight though. Little pocket for Kevin. Looks like he might be playing on the top one now though. Plan B.
Yeah, no shame in that. You don't have to call your shots in this game.
Well, that yellow rolled to not a bad spot. You never know. Those 2 yellows in the back 12 or in the side of the 12 there could be sleepers. Make a double, and all of a sudden, yellow's got a few in there and looking pretty good.
Yeah, you said earlier it's probably not a steal. Even though they're lying all these rocks in the 4-foot, it's still not a great situation for BC steal-wise.
Right.
Do you just hit and roll away here, try to get some separation and maybe outcount these 2 yellows?
Yeah, I like that idea, Pete. Looked like a good throw from here. Kind of hard
This
to tell.
is a spot, I tell you, it curls here.
Moving there, eh? Still worked out.
It did, absolutely. And he actually kicked this one out over here to get some separation. I had to sneak that in quick with the telestrator.
I didn't know you could do that. Can I do that too?
You know what? You can't, so we could switch seats if you want. Did you want to telestrate? We'll switch seats for an end. It's harder than
we'll do that for an end.
Because I've been butchering it now for 7 days. So maybe you're a natural telestrator. We'll get you in this chair.
Okay.
Give you a shot.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Do you trust me?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
You know what, Brad? I do trust you. For the fans who don't know, this guy here has more discipline than any curler I ever know. So I was Brad's 5th at the 2017 Olympic trials, and we had a lot of talks about a lot of different things that we can get to next end because we got a lot of action happening here, including this shot.
Kevin's really getting into this one. Intense line call. Love it.
Unfortunate where he squirted that one too. It's going to be real hard to count that back yellow one now.
Yeah, I
and
agree
it
with
probably
you.
takes the other yellow out of play as well. Pretty decent throw, but I would say this guy and this guy, the chances of them counting this end now are pretty much 0. But yeah, we'll get to it next then, just about some of the stuff that Brad does off of the ice, because all we ever see from whether it be your team or Holman's team or Goose Shoes or Jennifer Jones, we see what happens on the ice.
Right.
But a lot of people have no idea about the work, and I would say especially in your case, the discipline that is involved in terms of the preparation and training. So.
Right, like any athlete or any sport out there, we always see the finished product, and we're kind of all in awe by what they can do, and we don't see the hard work behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And curling and at our level on the men's and women's side is no different than any other sport out there.
Well, yeah, it's just changed so much over time. I mean, I came from an era that it was far different. Now it had a reputation where, everyone's drinking. No one's drinking during the day. No one's drinking during their games. Everyone's focused and they're playing. But at night, it was far more relaxed. There wasn't any weightlifting going on. There was no training. The game has changed a ton.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Martin's team was probably the first one to do it. And then you guys really picked up the baton and took fitness to a very high level, and now everybody's doing it, men's and ladies, and it's great to see. It just really legitimizes the sport.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's great to see, but I think that there's a lot of room to go still.
Yep.
The ceiling can be raised higher. And
I thought you meant to the bar.
No, to the bar, right. Well, that's tonight maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're done for a month, so I can have a little bit of fun. But anyways, yeah, it's we can still get a lot better as athletes. I've been thinking that for a long time, and hopefully, particularly in Canada. Look at this, eh?
What a curling shot.
Wow.
Shot rock, angled perfectly. I don't think you're getting that one out of there, buddy, even with your out-turn heat. So
you could pretty much cancel out every other rock
on the sheet right now.
Can't you?
Just a matter of who shot
Did they
between
get shot
the
rock?
green and the... That's pretty close. See if we can hear when they go down who shot is.
Wow, not even sure if it really matters. Well, maybe a little bit, but that's an awful lot of ice for this shot, Pete.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking green is shot. And the reason he's taking more ice, he can't afford to over curl this one, so he can probably go somewhere in here, Brad, where
right.
if the yellow was shot, he would have to plant his rock right here. Now he has a little more room to draw to.
Right.
Just doesn't want to set up a double. It'd be pretty hard to do, actually. Just needs to outcount the yellow one that Philip just threw.
Let's see how Tom likes this one here.
Sweepers aren't really near it yet. I would not be sweeping this.
Darren mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, it needs a carve.
Gotta be even. Gotta be even. Come on.
Weight looks pretty good, though.
Looking really good coming in here, Pete.
That's a great shot. A couple great shots by the skips there, and now a force situation, and I think a fairly easy hit here, Brad, off the center line or with the outturn, because you've got this catcher over here to get you.
Yeah, very nice. There's no opportunity for two here, is there, Pete?
No, not without a can of spray paint, I don't think. And apparently that's illegal at the Canadian Senior, sponsored by Everest. Well, he's getting ready to go down and play. You do quite a bit of work with Everest as well. You know the team here.
Yeah.
Great guys. Mark Duffy, just an absolute beauty and a great sponsor of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. As a competitive curler, and we're really grateful for companies like Everest, people like Mark who step up and contribute to the game, get their brand associated with curling, and help us grow the sport. I know he really wants to take the club championship, Canadian club championship, as well as the senior championship, Canadian championship, to a different level. That's really part of his goal, and would love nothing more than to see that. Almost like, I'm a big golf fan. I know you're a big golf fan. You look at the senior guys out there now, and what a league they have now on the senior side of things. The Champions Tour. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name there.
Put a single on the board there for PEI. That was a very well-played curling end by both teams at the end of 2. PEI leads BC 1-0. We'll be back for the third end here. BC with the hammer. Yeah, that senior tour, again, everyone's fit now. They're all champions coming off the other tour.
Yep. Would love to see something like that transition in curling, right?
So some of the things you do, and you got me onto this, is I'm not sure how familiar our audience is with fasting.
Right, yeah.
But it's a situation where you basically, you eat, I was doing it for 8 hours a day. That's what you told me to do. So I ate from 12 o'clock till 8 p.m. I was allowed to eat my food, but the other 16 hours, you're basically drinking water or coffee.
Right.
But you took that to new levels. You actually, once you did a 72-hour fast.
Yeah, a couple times.
And that's like, people, don't try that right away because it would hurt you.
No.
But fasting has been great. The health benefits, if you research it, but the discipline it would take to not eat any food for 72 hours. The discipline you have in the gym. I mean, I got you onto a book, Relentless, from Michael Jordan's trainer.
Yeah, Timmy Grover,
and you basically epitomize what he describes in that book. But your level of discipline is probably as high as any curlers out there.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, Pete.
No, but
I'm certainly no expert in fasting or anything like that. I've certainly read some of the health benefits and whatnot, but yeah, I guess it's always kind of been my mindset to just try to do everything I can, and as a team, everything that we can, in order to learn and grow and improve ourselves, not only as athletes, but just as people. And I don't mind putting myself in uncomfortable situations. We know that that's where growth happens, is at the end of our comfort zone, and doing things that are difficult is something that I try to do. We try to do. It's great to see what we're made of as people, and you know, whether it be with the training, the working out, the diet and the eating, stuff like that. Always trying new things, open-minded to doing new and different things, and trying to continue to grow and develop at all times.
Yeah, you want to talk getting out of your comfort zone. You agreed to come on here and do commentary with me, so I mean,
yeah, I was nervous.
Brave move. Brave move.
I was nervous. I checked my Fitbit. My heart rate was over 100 there. Burning a few extra calories during this broadcast. So
we got Darren. Darren will throw on the out-turn come around here. Darren's a huge Montreal Canadian fans. Probably a pretty sweet place to be last season when they made the finals. This year, Montreal's winning about as many games as I won in my slam career, so not a great start for the Habs so far.
Okay, so we got some rocks in play here, Pete. They've kind of hooked the front here.
Yeah, they meant to go around with that one, came up short, and now it's a chance for Sean to draw underneath here. Staggered guard, so there'd be no run back.
I remember playing against Sean and also Kevin in a couple Briars a number of years ago, and they were out of PEI. Always had good games against these guys. Gotta love Kevin's name, Kevin Champion. What a last
Kevin
name.
Champion.
Probably the best last name of all time.
It's a pretty good last name, especially if you win a lot of stuff.
Nice shot here.
Slid right to the button, buried.
Nice shot, John.
It's going to be hard to follow that down, but I do like that call. Nice call here by Tom. Out-turn draw. Need to be anywhere in front of it. You have the hammer now, so you don't have to lie shot rock with this stone.
Sweeper's acting like it's a little heavy at the moment. Hoping it's going to come down. Didn't see them working the carve there.
No, I haven't seen nearly. It's funny. These players are fairly, you know, they're more accomplished than the curlers we saw last week. Last week, it's a bunch of elite level club curlers, but most of the curlers in this event have been to national championships, whether it be mixed, Briar, or Scotties.
Right.
And they don't do nearly as much carving as the club players because those club players watch so much and they see it on TV, so they do it. Yeah, like it's crazy.
Wait close.
Well, you can certainly make a lot of shots with it. It can save a lot of shots if the rock's thrown not quite how you want. If you get on it early enough for finishing rocks, it's become an important thing, hasn't it?
Look at that shot.
Beautiful.
Kevin just sneaking that one right, Sean, sorry, sneaking that one right in there. They lie two
great shots. Hammer. Two great shots by Sean there to set up
yeah, he earned his pay.
Potential steal here, yeah.
What do you like here? Is it time to clean it up front if you're BC?
Probably.
Peel it.
He's looking to do that right now. Is that ice to call the top yellow peel? I believe it is. That's what he's lining up.
Yeah. Yeah, again, this is a spot. It curls pretty nice.
Last rock here for Kevin.
Roll it, Darren.
Able to make the double peel.
It's good.
And his shooter actually ends up in a spot that later in the end, Brad, certainly at your level, that'd be a usable stone to maybe run in.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even hide behind. It's rolled to a corner-ish guard, right?
Yeah.
But I guess BC, yeah, BC does have hammers, so that's good.
Supposed to say, did some research on Kevin behind the scenes. Apparently, according to my research, he's not the type who, he packed pretty light. His carry-on's basically his luggage, but
Nice.
he's rumored to have sent 6 cases of Moose Light to the hotel looking to enjoy his week. Those are sort of like, you drink protein shakes,
Moose Light.
he drinks Moose Light.
I wonder why Moose Light. He just likes Moose Light.
Apparently, it's a very nice Eastern beer out in the Maritimes. So I used to drink a lot of Schooner out there back in the day. I don't know if they even have that anymore.
That's a beer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
That's because you're too young, kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that young anymore.
No, you don't look that young anymore. But,
I know. That's what curling does to you. Skipping.
That's why I look so good. I was never really in the thick of things. So I look very good for my age because I was out of events so early.
Right.
There's no, it was stress-free curling for me. Hey, Pete, who do you play in the Seaside Semi? My answer, 4 lucky guys. Why am I going to lose? So whatever. But the long-term effects have been very beneficial.
Right.
Now, you know the angles here. At least we'll pretend that you know them better than I do. I think this might be lined up here. What do you think? Yellow?
Well, this is definitely going to drag, right? So,
Might not be good for green, though. Like this could, he needs to drag it past that top yellow.
Right. We'll see what happens. Dave throwing a bomb here. Look at that. Look at the drag on that.
Wow.
We can't see, but there we go. Nice shot.
PI still lies 1, but 2 green counters in the rings. Here's the replay.
That dragged a ton, and all of a sudden,
Yeah. Think so.
all of a sudden, BC's looking really good for a deuce.
Yeah, that lonely yellow is in there.
Heat that up for him.
2 greens. If you hit this back green, you better roll away, and you can't afford to roll too far even. If you nose it, there will be a double.
Yeah, this
For
is
PI.
this is one of those shots, Pete, where you've got to be careful because you don't want to try to roll too much. All of a sudden, you can roll out.
Yeah,
Right,
and then it's no good at all.
Right.
Yeah. Whoa.
But they're sweeping it like it's pretty close.
Whoa. Yes. Roll it. Yes. Whoa. Roll it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's a very good shot. I mean, the double might be there, but you would have to absolutely whip it. I don't think they're even going to entertain it. They're going to play a far more conservative shot here, maybe with Dave, play a little hit and roll in.
Yeah, they've got a few options here.
Like I said, if I had
Looks
the
like
bottom
Dave's
there,
maybe
halfway, why is that
wanting
okay?
to throw the freeze, or what if he just nosed that yellow in the 8-foot, Pete?
Yeah, because they're going to have to play it
They're going to
again.
have to hit it, right?
And it's very hard, again, for them to hit it and roll anywhere and not set up a double. So, Brad, you like
Correct.
them hitting this, and then they're going to have to play a hit on it. Now it's here. Now this double, that angle is going to be very good.
Right.
That's the thing. Sometimes we get so caught up in making a shot that trying to do too much with a stone, where really
Right.
just do what the situation gives you
Right.
and think about what's going to happen with their next one. So
Absolutely. Like overthinking things or trying to be too perfect.
Yes.
he's whipped this one down here, but that's
Sorry.
going to be that one got away from him. Not
that's too bad.
Dave's, not his best.
Sorry, guys. Pitched it.
You know what? That
Sorry, Tom.
his favorite curler is Eddie Wernick, and that sort of looked like some of Eddie's throws when I played with him, because I dragged Eddie down to my level. And I had the ability to do that with my teammates. You know, they used to be world champions. Play a season with me, see what changes. Sorry, Ed, if you're out there listening. Sorry for doing that to you,
Do
buddy.
you really think he's watching this game right now? Could be.
Honest answer? No. No.
Where did you have me? You had right there. You had right there, actually. That might have been the hair tight. Yeah, you were. Maybe there.
So that really switches things, takes some pressure off of PEI, but they got to be careful where they put this one too. If you ever sort of threw it right here, or maybe even higher, potential triple. So you have to be very careful where you put this. You're controlling the end right now due to that last little miss.
Just touching center line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
Anything short of that green one, if you could corner freeze it, I guess would maybe be the best.
For this one, I think I heard him say he wants to touch the center and just short of the rink.
Okay,
So
good call.
I think that's the goal here for Phillip. we've been going through these bios forever. For people tuning in, they're going to have heard it over and over. But every time I get a new co-host, I need to tell them, so far nobody has picked Randy as their favorite curler.
Verb?
Yeah, nobody. A lot of runner-ups, a lot of second places, but nothing. Nobody's favorite.
Well, maybe after a weekend with him in the hospitality room, they'll change their mind for next year.
Exactly. You got to play to your strengths.
Maybe.
You hang out with the Ferb, you're going to like him. That is for sure.
Yeah.
He does a great job for Everest and their team.
He does.
Promoting the sport, but also with these senior curlers. I mean, it's tougher this week because there's more restrictions and whatnot. The host committee, we haven't talked about that yet. What a job they've done. They had this whole thing set up with opening and closing banquets and the whole 9 yards. They weren't allowed to do so. They had to work with the local health authorities on everything. And they've just made the seamless transition to what we've had to do. And a credit to the Harnden brothers and everyone here in the Sioux at the Community First Curling Center. And it's been fantastic so far.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. And both Eric and Al. Eric is obviously Ryan and EJ's dad.
Yep.
Al is he's our uncle. They've both been working hard. So many others on the committee as well. And, when this event first was announced and came to town, I know my Uncle Al jumped at the opportunity to be the committee chair and organize everything. He's done a lot of work in his life as a principal with leadership, and he really rallied up a great team of people, as we always do in the Sioux, and put on an awesome event. I know they're pretty bummed out about a couple of the social events getting canceled because it was a lot of hard work that all of a sudden was put in for really nothing. So they're bummed out about that, but we'll make the most of it.
This is a shot here, Brad, where he can't afford to nose it. He noses this double's going to be available.
Boom.
You're almost better, I would think, to roll. You can really gamble for the roll inside here because I think you're better to roll out low maybe than you are to nose this rock. BC showing they're not afraid to take on this double. They've tried it a couple times.
I couldn't agree more, Pete. And this is a shot that, hopefully they can get the sweepers involved, throw the right weight. If they can get that roll inside, put a lot of pressure on BC to get on the board here.
It's one thing Russ really talks about a lot on TSN is they throwing the right weight on this shot and allowing the sweepers to help your throw. The harder you throw it, the more accurate you have to be and the less help you can get. And this looks like a rollout wide.
This is tracking a bit.
Whoa, Mike. Good.
Able to stay, but it's third shot. Is there enough room here, Brad, for the cross the face? Little green onto
it's close.
Yellow. They're going to take it on. One thing, BC so far, they haven't played scared.
You do need Hack, I think, just to get the
Well, you kind of look at what's his other option right now to score.
Super tough draw.
Super hard out-turn draw.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this shot's probably as hard as the draw, but you get a reward at the end of it.
Right. And I guess 5 rock rule, 8 end game. We're only in end 3. Even if you're down 2-0, it's not the end of the world. Get a deuce right back in it. But let's see what happens here.
See if Tom can come up with the goods. This is tough. I think they're throwing, I think I heard them say hack-ish weight.
Perfect.
Needs to just squeak past the green guard, angle his own. If he makes a run back, he scores 2 for sure because the shooter's going nowhere.
Whoa.
Nice soft release from Tom there. He's going to need that.
Carving it big. Risk if you throw this too hard and hit and roll out, you drop a steal of 2 instead. Good attempt, but no dice. So at the end of 3, PI out to a 2-0 lead over British Columbia. When we come back for the 4th, BC will have the hammer. Update you on some of the games we can see. Manitoba man out to a 4-0 lead against the Northwest Territories. The Alberta ladies, Cheryl Bernard leading the Northwest Territories 2-0, trying to bounce back after her first game. Quebec up 2-1 on the sheet beside us. They're playing the boys from Nova Scotia. all of the other actions over on the other side of the building, and we're sort of blocked out. But for curling scores, you can check out curling.ca. You could go to Curling Zone, but they probably won't be updated until at least tomorrow. So. Up 2-0. I think they might have wanted that one in, Brad. They threw it just short. It's right on the center line. It's a good center guard. And both teams have shown they're not afraid to mix it up, so it might have been called there.
Yeah, I missed that call, but I don't think it's that.
No.
I think it's a good call.
Yeah.
Fourth end, it's, tight guard, usable. Control the front.
Absolutely.
It's all about the
usable.
control zone, Pete, eh?
That's Linda Moore style, baby.
Right. Oh, I miss Linda.
Linda used to talk about that a lot, and it's true. You can't tap up a rock that's behind the tee line, so.
Throw in the corner here. Was that the call?
Okay, that works.
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure that if that grabbed, like that had no
That could have
handle at the
grabbed.
end.
That could have grabbed.
Literally no handle at the end. It's rumored that Mike Dillon, again, I do the research, throwing lead stones here, watches Survivor reruns during the fourth and break of most games. I don't know what you did to motivate yourself at the break, but, you know, you can turn your mind off, maybe tune in Survivor, I don't know, or maybe you could watch Survivor and figure out which one of your teammates you want to kick off the ice if it's a bad game. It's not a bad theory.
Not a bad theory, Pete. Yeah. You got to do something. You might as well do something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Keep yourself loose.
Better than having a picnic like some of the teams do, you know, eating oranges.
Love picnics.
Yeah, but during a curling
With my
game?
family.
Yeah, exactly. In the summer, you had a lakefront property, a great place to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Outturn draw here, freeze attempt. Darren Will trying to set up the end here for Team BC.
Yeah, this will be a nice shot if he could get this welded. BC needs to bounce back and try to get a deuce here. Looks like he's a little heavy. Could get sneaky around this thing and hang on in the back of the. Oh,
just chipped it. Probably needed the chip to stick around. It looks like.
Looks like it.
Darren's favorite curler actually is Paul Galzel. Not a very well-known player to today's generation. He won the 1977 and 1979 World Junior. We were just watching upstairs, Brad, during our last game, like in between games, the 1980 Brier Semi. Paul Galzel taking on Al Hackner, and to tell you how the ice has changed, the ice tonight's running like 14 and a half. Randy was timing draws, and the average draw was about 11.75 seconds.
Wow. That's crazy.
And curlers complain about their ice surface today.
That's almost board weight today.
Yeah, so just for those at home, 11.75 on most ice surfaces today, that's probably board weight.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to get that rock to the tee. I once roomed with Paul Galzel at a charity event, and took, I would say, 2 to 3 years off my life.
I've never met Paul Galzel.
Oh, he's a beauty.
No.
Google him, folks. He red-haired hippie, wore plaid pants out on the ice. One time he's playing a guy that played too slow, so he ordered a pizza out on the ice and asked the guy if he wanted a slice.
Just being friendly.
Yeah, I mean, he's
trying to make use of the time.
Yeah, if we're going to be out here for 4 hours, maybe we should have something to eat. Look at that shot.
Oh, great shot. Nice little run.
We talked about that control zone. Now both of the green stones belong to BC. PI, I don't think they have any choice but to do what they're going to do. Stay on the offense here. They've played well all game. Going to stick with the draw game here with Sean. Sean made 2 beauty outturn draws last end. So
absolutely. He's obviously feeling it. I expect he's going to make this one perfectly.
One thing we do here, just so you know, is the announcer's jinx. So if he misses this, it's on you. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
A little tighter pass, so he could have got caught. No,
See, that's your bad.
Oh.
You owe him an apology, and it's fine. It happens all the time.
Right.
This is your first game.
Should he hit that yellow one, Pete, and just continue to maintain control of the control zone? I'm just joking.
I think Linda, I was going to say Linda might back you on that. I'm going to draw around the double corners, but yeah.
Nice. Wait, sir. There.
Haven't seen too much play to the wings yet this game, Pete, so
It does. It still goes out there for sure. Absolutely, as you see. They snuck past the first one by quite a bit and barely got past the second one, which is over Barry. And that's with T-line weight. So any less than T-line, they're going to wreck there.
that might be fully out the other side. Pete.
Yeah. Like it's, don't you think though, Brad? And I mean, people could say, oh, he's biased, he's a member. I think the ice is outstanding for.
Oh, it looks great to me. I'll tell you right now, it's sliding nice, it's moving. It's like to see that rock. Yeah, look at that. That came right out the other side. Shouldn't be a problem here for Kevin Champion to get rid of that one.
No, intern hit.
We'll watch as he racks on the guy.
Yeah, see. He chips him, man. Good shot there by Kevin. Just had a little question from Rob Doherty. He plays for Team Yogi's, the team we were talking about out of PEI earlier that knocked off K. He wanted to know the last prior he played in was probably somewhere around 2019. Were you ever giving him a serious look maybe to replace one of your front end guys?
He asked that.
Yeah, he did want to know. I'm not sure if it was rhetorical. I can judge by your
so
response.
he's listening right now.
Probably not.
He's listening right now.
He's an avid fan. He's an avid fan.
Well, we want to make him feel good, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see. Is he typing to you right now? He is. He is typing to you right now. Sorry,
I think
but
the
no.
fair answer is you couldn't afford him.
right.
Another
great
sweet come around here.
Come on.
Got to go on it a bit.
Good.
Wow, that would have been just lost in there for shot, but instead yellow, in my opinion, is still shot rock. Philip agrees. That was, they could have got that there. Just came up a hair short. The problem now, Brad, it's going to be real tough to get at that yellow because one, they might not have a chance, and even if they do, that is a tough shot to make a play on and stick around.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just a free draw for Kevin to put some pressure on BC here.
Yep. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Room! We got room! Don't leave it. Let it down.
Need this one to stop.
Oh, that's sliding.
Stops in time. Shot rock buried behind. What do you like now, Brad, if you're BC? Do you have to chase this one?
Well, I think Tom just called the right shot. I guess you're either coming straight down to the yellow and freezing, or maybe trying to throw in around it, buried shot rock above the tee line. Might even be the call, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, you're gonna chase it, but you don't have to go all the way back to it. You could be in front of the tee here, maybe add a little more pressure.
Right.
This one's sort of out in the weeds for a little bit here, but we've seen some late finish for sure. Hog line in.
Let's go. Come on.
Looking like
Might want to
go
switch the sweepers, I think. Get the carve going.
Hurry. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hard. Hard. Beat the other one.
Unable to get in for second. Actually, they lined it up really nice.
That's one of the
Just a
things.
hair light.
I'll jump in here and comment on this one, Pete, because it looked like he took a new path. And in curling clubs, sometimes have to be careful of the ice getting tracky and letting it sit for a while. And our club's no different, where sometimes if you don't, and it's no different sometimes, we noticed that a lot of the last event, the trials that we played in, where if you left a path for quite a while, you may have to throw a few feet more when you go to throw your next draw. Do you like how I kind of, with my hand?
It's funny, yeah. Brad is literally throwing the rock with his hand, and he
got to add that few feet.
I mean, the viewers don't get to see that, but you know, it was a nice. That was a clean throw you just did.
Oh,
a nice clean throw, feeding that intern a bit.
But you got to throw it that few feet heavier to make sure you get there. And just a classic example of coming up short and maybe not thinking about that. And it's easy to overlook that and just throw the same weight that you've been throwing and come up short and kind of look silly. Happens to the best of us.
So an intern hit, double potential here. They don't have to make the double. If they can just get rid of this green, they'll still lie first and second shot. They're actually trying to curl across the face. This was a difficult shot to take on, and in doing so, the old jam.
Oh, this is interesting now, isn't it, Pete?
Absolutely.
Do you chase that yellow on the side to lay 3?
You could. I think there's 2 shots. There's a shot you just said, or you play the out turn draw and just lie 2.
Right.
Maybe then they try something like that short little run back. If they ever miss it, you got the other shot for 4.
Absolutely.
I mean, I play a lot of club curling right now, so you do the draw on the first one, you're going to get the miss for sure on the other at the club. I'm not saying PI is going to miss.
Right.
And then you play the other one, you miss it, but you still get 2 at the club level.
Well, this is a really big shot for Tom. If he can make this one, he's looking good to score a few points.
Key here, Brad, has to be in front of the tee. Can't let PI off the hook by sliding deep, creating a pocket.
Absolutely.
This is probably as wide as we've been in this game. If they haven't played out here, would it have a tendency to be heavier or quicker?
Yeah.
Maybe late in the game quicker. Right now, maybe heavier because the pebble's broken down everywhere else. Does that make sense?
That's a good question. I think this is going to be pretty good, like right up to speed, because Kevin Champion just threw one down here and made that draw that slid a little deep.
Yes.
So I think at this point of the game, it'll be nice and quick, but not overly fast like you're talking about.
They're saying room. I think you want to stay on this unless it is heavy because it will curl in here, no problem.
Getting some nice finish right now, Pete.
Nice rotation on this one too out of Tom.
Oh, great shot.
Good throw, good sweep, boy.
Yeah, they parked that one pretty nice. Good scrub by the boys. They like 2 for sure.
Little uneasy feeling for PEI now because you've got a couple run back opportunities, but easy to miss one of those.
And then a potential 4.
And that exactly.
Would you think of just drawing down, following him down? If you could ever freeze to it, you're not going to be shot rock, but I don't know how you're going to give up 2.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for PEI. I really don't know what I like right now. But obviously,
This
Philip
shot
likes this
here
yellow.
is probably the safest shot.
I agree.
The worst you could ever do is give up 3, and even if you came up short, you're sort of blocking the path for that draw. They're going to take on this angle raise. The angle they're coming at, Brad, there is a potential raise double here.
There is to lay 2.
The risk is if you were to miss everything here, you hit it too thick, over curl, miss the back ones. Let's say potential 4 for BC. Let's see. Philip can come up with the goods here. This is the last rock in the 4th end for PEI. Facing 2 counters. Jumped on
Looked
it
like a really good throw,
but
Pete.
off and on. It's got to be close.
Oh
What
my gosh.
a shot.
Wow.
Unbelievable shot facing that circumstance, and he's just turned a potential 4 into a -1. This is
that
no
buried?
bargain.
Is that buried?
Yeah,
Pretty
I would
close.
say it's probably 75 to 85% buried.
That's what we call demoralizing.
It is, absolutely.
As a skip, you're not too excited to throw this last one, and this is where very easily you could see another steal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That happened to me enough times in my curling career, Brad, that I became the MC of the Grand Slam of curling.
Right, you hung it up.
Yeah, what you do, the word is quit.
Right. You can
Quit.
only take so many demoralizing moments until you just say,
Yeah.
MC.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sure a lot of my ex-girlfriends felt at the time we dated, but that's for another time. I'll save that for my therapist.
Please do. I'm not your therapist.
No, no, you're not.
No.
Alberta man off to a quick start tonight, leading Newfoundland and Labrador 11-1.
No, I really hope that Tom can make this one for one and maybe uplift himself, his team, get on the board with a nice shot. Looking close here.
This is just a great display of curling here, these last few shots. Put a single on the board for BC.
Big point.
We're going to head to the 4th end break. My name is Peter Stesky. I'm here with Brad Jacobs. We'll be back for the second half of this game after this commercial break.
Good throw, Tom.
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. It's the equation that now defines who I am.
One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams.
Sweep! Sweep! Hurry! Hurry! Hard! Hurry hard! Hard! Hurry hard! 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 Yeah! Woo! We should really be curling.
This ice is everything. It's where I come to feel close to her, to feel whole. This building helped raise me when my mother no longer could. When I step on the ice, she steps with me. My dad is my rock. We're a team now, like the 4 of us when we step on the ice. People say that this isn't a contact sport, but that's not true. It contacts you where you need it the most.
We are back live in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario at the Community First Curling Center for the Everest Canadian Men's and Women's Senior Curling Championships. My name is Peter Stesky, and I am joined here the 2014 Olympic gold medalist Brad Jacobs. Brad, that was quite a finish we had to that last end, and a great first 4 ends of curling here as PEI takes a 2-1 lead into the 5th with the hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Tom Bushy in the bathroom, and he was pretty excited about the fact that he was able to get on the board.
Yeah, you were pretty excited that you got to go to the bathroom, but yeah.
So were you.
Yeah, he made a great shot there. I mean, it's funny. We did get to talk to Tom at the break, and he went thinking he had maybe half, 3/4 of a stone. He could barely see that rock he just made the tap on, although he made it look very easy. A great run back from PEI, raised double from Phillip. That brings us to a 2-1 score. What do you do now if you're BC? Fifth end, you're down 1 without the hammer. Do you go double centers here?
Oh, it's called double guns.
Double guns,
Double guns, yeah. It's obviously Mike Dillon's probably going to bury one here. We expect him to make this, and regardless of whether he makes it good or not, I think it's time to, if you're BC, try to mix it up. Get play to the middle, couple center guards, and really go after PEI. You got nothing to lose. 4 ends left, 5th end. Try to force them or get a steal. And actually, Mike's come up short here, so really good opportunity for BC to throw a high one and get some play going to the middle.
Yeah, looks like they're going to draw in.
Are they?
I like the high one as well. It's early enough in the end, and both teams have shown the ability to make some big shots here, so I wouldn't mind more of a setup. Haven't seen a lot of double guard action this week.
No?
No.
Interesting.
Weight's good. Weight's good.
They're liking the weight. I wonder what the speed's like after the 4th end break, the mop and such.
Yeah, you see a lot of misses in the 6th end of a 10th end game or the 5th end of the 8 on TV with the arena when they mop it up. This one's sliding a hair deep, but not too bad. Still a piece of the 4.
Yeah, that'll get things going.
One thing, Brad, both teams have shown the ability to put rocks in play. They're not playing scared, that's for sure.
Oh, pretty good. Gonna go. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good.
I wouldn't mind throwing a stopwatch on some of these draws right now just to see what the speed's running. Looks to be gliding nice.
That's going to be up to you. I've actually never used a stopwatch in my life, nor have I ever measured a stone.
Really? In your life?
Yeah, so say we're playing you. Why would I measure a stone when we can make Mark do it? The odds are the guy, if someone's going to make a mistake, you might as well have it be the other team, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. I'll get a clock on this one.
I mean, I could count it in my head if you wanted. We'll do that.
Mississippi's?
Yeah, I do, but I could even talk at the same time and get it in my head. I'm going to go with 14.27 maybe.
You were real close.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
14.16 on this one, and that's heavy. Wow, she's quick out there.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Oh, thank you very much. I got a volunteer here.
Oh, we got a stopwatch.
We got a
given
legit
to us.
stopwatch. Way better.
I think I just proved I don't even need one. I was within a 1/10 of a second, and that was while talking.
You got one
Wasn't
built
even
in.
Focused. Sean's had a good display of draw weight tonight. He threw 2 out turns down here the last time we played this direction. Now he's going for the wide in-turn draw. PI lying 1, looking to draw in and sit 2. Did we talk how Sean's favorite food is pizza, but then he put in brackets while in Italy? So he doesn't like it anywhere else. He will only eat his pizza in Italy? Is that where we're...
Well, does he know that he's in Little Italy of Canada?
Absolutely. The amount of Italian restaurants. You should talk to him after the game. Give him a heads up on where to go. We ordered some pizza last. What's the best? Well, I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm not going to put you on the spot like that.
No,
Sorry.
can't do that.
Put it this way. It wasn't pizza.
Well, it's tough for chains in general to survive in Sault Ste. Marie in the food industry because we have so many just family restaurants, family recipes passed down for generations, and great cooking. So yeah, we're really lucky in Sault Ste. Marie on the food side.
Yes,
big time, as you know.
Not as lucky yesterday on the weather side, but the snow did subside. I actually like snow this time of year on the ground.
I love it.
Took us about 3 or 4 spins with the flight to land, but once I got here, it was perfect.
That happens. That happens this time of year.
absolutely it does.
Remember a few years ago there was a slam here. And,
Yep.
And I think the McEwen boys and a few other teams, I mean, Howard's team, I remember they had to drive down south, but the teams that had to drive west,
Yeah.
a couple day
You
drive
couldn't
home.
fly out of here.
Couldn't fly out of here. Couldn't fly out of here for several nights.
Grand Slam chartered a bus with 28 people on it. Yeah.
Right.
Look at this draw right in here. Perfect. Right now, I would say you want to be yellow.
Yeah, sorry, we missed. We were
I
talking
saw what
about
happened.
everything
Just
else.
a heavy draw. No, it was a heavy draw
Yeah, I
by
saw that.
BC.
Yeah.
And then this draw in there, nice, sort of cuts off that draw for the most part. And now BC in a little trouble. Potential run back, though, maybe, Brad? Or, I mean, you hate to be playing the run back on the center when you're trying to steal on this one here.
Yeah.
But if you're going to play it, you have to make it.
It almost looks queued up, doesn't it? Basically, what I'm saying is even if you were to tick the yellow,
Yeah, it should redirect
first,
and still.
that
Yeah.
green looks like it's going straight back and could make that double.
They're going to play it with the N. I actually like the out turn here for that exact reason you just said. I think you're going to get a better redirect with the out turn than the in turn.
If you
But,
go onto the yellow, he just threw.
We know if it was Cooey, he'd be throwing the out all day.
oh, would he ever?
And he would make it with his eyes
yeah.
closed.
Yeah. It's funny. He does squint a lot anyway, so his eyes are almost closed half the time he throws. Big shot here for Dave. Opportunity potentially for a raised double.
To his knees, drops to his knees.
Is he praying?
It's close. It's close, Pete.
Wow, really curled at the end, eh? Almost like it picked. Like that really finished,
That
Brad.
really moved, yeah.
Better for us, I think.
So there's 4 green ones in the house, just none of them are where they want them to be.
Yeah, PI still having an advantage here with Hammer.
Where do you want it?
They talked about just throwing a draw in around the center. You want to bury a piece of it, sort of that Christmas tree situation. Very festive shot this time of year.
They're going to have to be careful here, though, right? You want to make this one because that double on the 2 yellows
Looks pretty appetizing
looks
to me.
pretty appetizing. I'm never going to say a double is easy or simple unless it's a pocket, but we can all still miss those.
That's why I'm sitting here today.
See, and even if he ticks the guard here, but plugs the hole, he's okay.
That's not the end of the world.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I'm in the front end. You ever notice every time a rock hits a guard, the automatic sort of instinct is to sweep it right away, where they wanted that rock when it chipped off to stop as soon as possible, plug that hole that you were talking about, block the double.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were really good actually with plan Bs in our day, mostly because we missed the shot we called.
Right.
So we got to adjust. We got very good at adjusting
You adjusted early.
quite early, sometimes quite early.
You were a plan B team.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a lot of rocks that looked like they picked right at release.
Right.
Yeah, just got going a bit.
Your team probably got good at, you would call plan A, but everybody knew it was plan B. You were playing plan B.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes we went a little deeper in the alphabet.
Dave here throwing another bomb. Oh.
Just barely missed that high.
That was a cannon.
Another chance now for PI. They could play that same shot they just threw. The guard's a little further over, obviously, because they ticked it. You could just go straight guard short here, Brad, if you wanted. But the in-turn draw, we've seen the curl, so the in-turn draw here is available if they were to throw a guard here.
Correct.
So you got to be careful. I mean, it's not an easy in-turn draw. There's not a lot of space to draw to, but if they do get there, it's going to be hard to get it out. Kevin Champion, as we mentioned earlier, sponsored by Moose Light.
He's a Moose Light ambassador, athlete.
Whoa! Easy. No line. Whoa! Whoa! Line's okay. Line's okay.
Just so our viewers know, the rocks in the bottom left corner are not correct. There's still a few to come from both teams.
That's a good heads up. That's a really good heads up.
Oh, there we go. They just fixed it.
Boys in the truck are good. They'll get right on top of it. That ends up in a decent spot. There is a double. Like, they could throw the sort of thin double wicket across the face here, Brad. Like, super skinny on this.
It is there.
Chip this one out the back. Shooter goes out that way. Obviously, you're going to lose your shooter. You might even disrupt your other green one.
BC's calling it.
Again, not afraid to take. Tom's not afraid to take on any shot. Neither team is. I mean, we saw Philip last time make that raised double.
Playing with a lot of courage.
Yes.
Yeah, let's call it that, right? Playing loose, nothing to lose, have fun.
Yeah.
Try to throw it your best.
I think it was fine, that one, to be honest. They gave me more ice, too, right? It looked like for
Trailing 2-1 without the hammer. Tom Bushy whipping down the out-turn double here. Tick double. Normally you miss these too thick and jam. Something like that, though. Didn't quite get it out. Still a very, very good shot. Very usable stone.
If you had to guess the hog on that peel waiter, what would you say on that one for Tom?
I'm going to go with the 7.92.
Yeah.
I was within a tenth of a second.
A tenth of a second. I had an 8.02 on the clock.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you were maybe creeping that.
I just don't think you need a watch. Like, why do you need a watch? If you can count, why do you need a watch?
That's a good point.
You know?
Big shot here for PEI. Philip can put a good one in here. He's looking great. They're looking great for a deuce.
By comparison, say you're whipping down that shot yourself, what would your split be, say, on a similar shot?
Ooh, if I gave it just a nice, normal, smooth kick, probably a 6.2, 6.3. If I gave it everything I had, maybe 6. I don't know, maybe a 5.9. I don't try to throw it that hard anymore.
Yeah, well,
if we're on the topic,
we talked about it. You're getting a bit older.
Yeah, I don't try to throw it that hard anymore. I just try to kick smooth and stay balanced and stay online and controlled, right?
Yeah.
I can't throw it. I don't think I can throw it as hard as some of the guys out there. I know I can't, but
like Glenn.
Right. Can't get there. Love Glenn. Actually, Glenn was one of the first competitive curlers to message us after we lost the final.
Now, Glenn is all class. We're talking Glenn Howard.
Yeah. Ooh, little tick here, Pete.
That is going to work out nicely. What do you think Ben Hebert would think of that one? Like it or not as much?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think there'd be a few comments, a few F-bombs. And it would be pure entertainment. Love playing Ben.
Benny is purely entertaining. My favorite games to watch are actually when your team plays, Cooey, because you guys are very good friends off the ice.
Yeah.
But the hatred on the ice is so good. The intensity.
You said it's one of your favorite games to watch. It's one of our favorite games to play.
I would think. Yeah, especially if you win.
Yeah, not if we lose. But I think for both teams. Yeah.
Final shot here in the fifth for Tom. Tom playing the hit and roll, buried with the in-turn. Needs to find a way to tuck this one in. Maybe set up a potential steal if he can get in there. 4-shot rock.
Managing it well down the sheet right now. Needs to curl a hair. If he can get inside here, this could be a steal, Pete. Oh, my goodness.
I'll tell you what, this has been unbelievable curling by both teams. Look at that.
What a shot. Once again, it goes back to that word we used last time, demoralizing. If you're PEI, you just got a good break. You tick the guard, you roll in. It's looking like you're going to get a deuce, and then the other team makes that shot on you and kind of takes all that hope away.
Oh, 100%. Benny, say Kevin Cooey did that after a fluke. Benny would let you know that at least we called that shot. He's going to get at you. He's going to get at you for sure. One of the most intense competitors I know, and I want to give a shout out for those who have not watched it. Ben does a great job on his podcast, Benny and Bo Show. Or is it the Bo and Benny? It should be Bo and Benny. I mean, Bo's the famous guy. Ben's just the chirper, but whatever.
I think it's the Benny and Bo.
He does a great job on that.
He does.
I say that having never listened to it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No more. No more.
So what are they looking to do here, Brad? Ice is tight enough to me. They might be trying to play this yellow tap short of the rings.
Yeah.
Onto second shot rock. So tap this one onto shot rock there and count their 2. Because the draw is extremely tough. So again, we talked about it earlier. If you got 2 super hard shots, you might as well take on the one that's for 2 points instead of 1. That's just simple math.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need analytics for that.
Well,
2 is higher than 1, right?
Absolutely, especially if you're already up 1.
Yeah, you could take the risk, and you'll have hammer and 6. That's a great point, Brad.
Philip's been throwing the rock great.
Whoa!
And his delivery, just everything's looking really good here. So I expect him to be close.
So this, he
They're
probably
carving
won't
it,
even
though.
make contact with it.
Wow.
Thanks that you jinxed him again.
Heavier.
Good call, Brad.
Green.
That wasn't that much weight, though. I'm surprised. I gotta stop doing that. These
So
poor
it's a
guys.
steal of 1, and it's
Sorry, Phillip.
game on. Tied at 2, heading to 6. PEI with the hammer. A battle of 0-1 teams looking to get on the board here at the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championship. Cheryl Bernard out to a 5-1 lead, skipping Alberta versus the Northwest Territories. Nova Scotia and Quebec men. Nova Scotia leading 3-2. We mentioned earlier the Alberta game has gotten a little bit out of control over there against Nunavut. Did you know it's Vuk? I learned that last week. When you say, a lot of people say Nunavut, it's actually Nunavut, as in rhymes with fluke. I was talking to the teams out there. They corrected me when I was doing the announcing.
I did not know that.
So that's your word of the day right there that you just learned.
I like that. I want to say the right thing. I
Yeah,
wanna be
you do.
proper
Like
with
that, and that's
Yeah.
why they apologized to me for correcting me, and I said, "Are you kidding me? 1, I'm saying it wrong, and 2, I want to sound like I know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about." I mean,
absolutely.
most of the things in here I have to fake, but pronunciation should not be one of them.
It's reminds me of Nipigon.
Yeah.
Nipigon. It's spelled Nipigon. Northern Ontario town, about an hour away from Thunder Bay.
That's where
And
Al Hackner grew up.
Absolutely. Hack's hometown, right?
Yep.
They corrected me early. No, it's
Yeah.
Nipigon. I'm like, well, it's not spelled that
Yeah,
way.
you should say what you guys should learn how to spell.
Short. All right. Oh.
Al Hackner actually is going to be here tomorrow. I don't know if you're aware of that, Brad. He texted Randy today.
Is he coming for the fishing?
He's probably going to ice fish. No, he is a die-hard fisherman, Al, and a golfer.
Yeah.
But also the
Plays hockey. He's good at
Yeah.
hockey too, apparently. All-around athlete.
1982, 1985 Canadian and world champion. He actually lost the 80 and 81 Brier final before winning in 1982.
He won this event too, did he not?
He won the Sioux event when it, Canadian seniors. You should have just looked it up.
Wow.
I Googled it. You can always do that.
Gotcha. They must have won. Him and Rick Lang, I think.
You just carry the play here for a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
going to
okay.
Google this. Oh, we got the thumbs up. Al Hackner did win.
He did, right. Yeah, and Yuha would know.
Easy.
Okay, so
Al's actually old enough now, Brad. He didn't play in the senior playdowns this year. He chose to play in the Masters, which is 60 and older.
this year,
Yeah.
yep, won the Canadian Masters with my Uncle Eric, Ryan EJ's dad.
Yep.
That banner's up right alongside some other Canadian Championship banners in our club.
Yep.
Proud of that.
Yep.
Okay, so let's get back into this game, though.
Okay.
So Mike Dillon here. Okay, we're gonna get some rocks in play. I was thinking during the break, by the way, you never like to see a team miss a shot, steal and stuff like that. It's part of the game, though. It happens, and now I guess I understand why sometimes the commentators, when a game becomes a blowout, it's not that exciting. So
No.
to see that steal and see a 2-2 game, I'm sitting with you for one of my first times ever
Yep.
commentating on a curling game. It's like, it's nice to see a nice tight game.
That's our
And
bang.
Especially for two teams that have played very well.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Skips have made not game-saving, but game-changing shots
Absolutely.
for sure. And now to be tied up, PEI still in a good spot, obviously. The hammer here in 6. But a good start to this end right now for British Columbia. Lying 1 on the forefoot. There's 2 center guards.
Whoa. We're there.
Is he trying, what are they trying to do here, Pete?
Choosing to
Get
come in
around there?
again and sort of freeze to their own.
No.
Cannot afford to kick off of this too much or the double will be there.
I think he's okay. It's looking like an auto jam or,
Well,
He's thinking of just cleaning this up. It's early enough in the end. Like what you want to do here, and you can speak to this more than I can, Brad, but you know, a lot of the talk now about odd and even ends and whatnot.
Right.
You have to make sure in the 6 here with the hammer that you can't go too kamikaze and you have a shot to at least score.
For sure. Absolutely. And scoreboard management, right? Hammer and scoreboard management. And that's one of the things that, you know, on our team, I'll just comment real quick that Mark Kennedy has brought a lot to our team. He's very good at that. He keeps me kind of in check, I think, and both the Harnden brothers. Sometimes I think we can all want to get a little bit too aggressive, and as soon as you get too aggressive, you can give up a steal at a bad time or something like that, or just put yourself in
a bad spot.
It's never a good feeling. So even though they just got rid of the one rock here, still at least that one's out of the way. And
would have loved the double peel there, but
yeah.
Now a very good chance to throw a high guard. This is called getting branding in play here, Brad. You want this one maybe on the E or the R of Everest. Right?
Like that.
Yeah, Randy will like that back in the hotel. Mark will. Mark's going to be with us. I think he rolls into town tomorrow or the day after. Mark Duffy of Everest.
Tomorrow, I think.
One of the most generous guys I know. So you weren't in Ottawa last week.
No.
And I can talk about this because this guard's just coming down the ice here and it's going to stop wherever it stops. But so, you know, you've got these elite level club players. They're playing for a Canadian championship. They get a custom made jacket. They get a championship ring. And Mark is sitting around the table just casually and he's like, how can we make this better? Like, what else can we do for these guys? And in about 15 minutes, I was at the table. I had no input, nor should I. Him and Randy decided, what about Vegas?
Yeah.
So they're going to fly the winning ladies team, the winning men's team down to Vegas 4 nights, all expenses paid on Everest tab. And it's going to be an unbelievable experience for these guys. They're going to get represented their championship paraphernalia in front of that crowd at the World Championship, and that is what Mark Duffy's all about right there.
I've been with Mark in Vegas, too. He's a blast.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's someone you want to know for sure.
Yeah, no, that's just... I mean, how excited would you be if you just won that championship and all of a sudden that's, you know, a surprise that you get?
That's the carrot.
That's on the table, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's and that's Mark. You know, he goes above and beyond, over the top to you know, for the sport of curling, for the athletes, for the events, for the volunteers, you name it. He's always, I find that he's always trying to he's always thinking about others, thinking about how to improve things and make things better. What more can you ask for, right?
Well, especially in a sponsor. So this is their I think 7th year sponsoring this event. It was their 1st year sponsoring the Canadian club. And he's going to change the face of curling. He's going to try to build it from the grassroots up, and then also look after these champions that we're going to see this week that have been playing the game forever. Just bring that touch of hospitality back to the game, a little bit of fun off the ice. It's going to be more old school off the ice, but on the ice, you know, everything's just the same.
Yep, absolutely.
5 rock rule. Teams going at each other hard. And speaking of which, a good chance here now for BC. They're lying 2 buried. Pretty decent position on the forefoot. Not the easiest things to outdraw. They're throwing a 3rd guard here. Inevitable, Brad, there's going to be a double peel set up. I mean, I think that's hard to avoid. It's just a matter of whether PEI can capitalize on their opportunity to make the double peel.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time to execute some big shots here if you're PEI. And that one's on the center line. So that's actually a really good spot, Pete, because it makes PEI think, what are we going to do? Take the greens, you know, green onto yellow, or just the yellow. So that's, but I still think that the two greens are the problem.
And so does he, because that's what he's stepping up here.
Kevin,
did
wasting
you text him
no time.
No, he got up there quick. He decided real fast what he's going to play.
See the intensity on Kevin when he throws the rock.
Speaking of fast, like this thing's whipping down here. And what? Look at it, 3 of them gone.
Man, it was like he knew he was going to make that, no doubt. Just
what a great shot. Because now they're going to guard again. they're in way less trouble. 1 versus 2 stones. They got that short little yellow one they can run back. That is just an end-changing shot by, well, the aptly named Kevin Champion, right?
The only problem is Tom, I mean, he's the second best sweeping skip in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know who number 1 is.
Russ Howard.
Well,
Line's good. Line's good.
yeah. Yeah. So Russ would have got that out.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Russ used to use that mini little 4-inch broom he'd slap over his knee. And I mean,
Right.
if Russ was sweeping your floors, I'll tell you better call the cleaning lady because it wasn't going to happen for you.
I go through the hole and get it.
Ooh, the hole looks good, Pete, doesn't it?
Kevin is just coming out this end with confidence,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
This is Tiger Woods 2000, year 2000. Give me a shot, I'll take it on. He immediately said, I can get through this hole.
And Philip just needs to be convinced
Throw
that
halfway through that hole, can I? Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Philip's going to ask him right now, how much Moose Light have you had before the game, bro? I think the hole is definitely there.
I love how Kevin's talking out of the side of his mouth there. He's like, yo, listen,
Yeah.
I'm having to make this shot right now. Love to see that confidence, though.
Good opportunity, I think, to over curl this shot and bury behind the long guard that was just thrown. Be real tough to make the roll behind your own yellow. I think they're going to throw somewhere in the ballpark a hack weight. Don't know that it's wide.
I think it's one of those shots where you'd just be happy to get through the hole.
Yeah, see what
Make
happens.
them do it.
And he
Look
did.
at this. Look at
And
this.
he did. Threw a little more weight than I thought. Pretty good. Just a great
Like a
execution.
board weight?
How about the end that Kevin Champion just had?
Yeah, just putting the team on his back and saying, you know what, I got you, boys. That's big.
Still was tight enough.
That was
So-
sort of Ryan Fry 2014-ish.
Yeah, he
Not
did
as
that a
much
lot.
2021-ish. He's now, well, he's focused now on micro cap. That was a Freudian slip. Micro cap trading in the stock market would be his specialty, but
No idea what that is.
neither do I.
And we're both financial guys. I have no idea.
We are. Tom's got to come up with the goods now. He's got to follow
He
the
does.
rock that Kevin just threw, or all of a sudden all the hard work they've done this end goes by the wayside. I think a different kind of throw, but as long as
Looks
his
good,
weight's
though.
good, it will curl.
Moving. What a nice shot. Found the hole again.
Okay, good throw.
You know what? I'm
Wow.
50. I'm now eligible for seniors.
Are
but
you?
You know what I'm going to do? I know I don't look, and you can say I look 38, 39, whatever. But I think I'm safer up here. What do you think, buddy?
I think so.
I mean, you can be honest.
No, you're-
I got to stay in this chair right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I'm not going out there messing with
Any
these
chair.
people.
Any
Yeah,
chair.
Any chair.
A
Just
wheelchair.
Stay back here.
Any
Stay
chair.
back here, a wheelchair. Basically, your message is for me not to get involved at this level of
All I'm
competition.
saying is,
Yeah, I get it.
no, any
No,
chair.
I get what you're saying.
Yep.
This will be Brad's final broadcast for the week here at the Everest. He's going to be busy the rest of the week. Wide out turn draw here now.
Stay close.
Philip switching gears.
John, stay close.
Thinking he can get one in
This is
early.
looking really good, Pete.
Maybe get a rock in front of the tee. It's going to slide a hair deep, but stays for shot. Made enough room just in case there is a freeze. There's room for 2 stones. This is a spot that when the great shots were made at the end of the 4th end, Tom threw this draw. So he'll know exactly what to do here.
What a nice shot. Look at that.
Will it change much, Brad, between the 4th and the 6th, speed-wise? Like he threw this with his first rock in 4.
I think you just
Same
go off
speed?
of what you just saw and just throw it down there. The ice is looking really consistent to me. I mean, even when you look at it from our view through the glass, it's looking well worked in, and especially this side. We've been seeing these guys play this side all game long. So this is a big shot here for BC. I think, Pete, even if you come up a little bit short here and you block this side and just shrink the scoring area, even if you're full 8, right? And make PEI play the other side of the sheet for 2.
Yeah, make them play a different shot.
But this is looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is absolutely.
the
They're
line's
off and
good.
on. If the line's good, this is locked in there nice.
Let it die.
What a beauty.
Wow, nice shot. Oh, that's great.
Now this rock's quite a bit tougher, but I expect Philip to make it. He just threw this exact same stone.
Look at that, eh? It's a little bit overburied. It's not that pleasing from the eye.
No, it's not. Not at all. It's not like you think you're drawing down to a pocket or anything like that. This basically has to be, you got to think cold draw here and forget about the backing, Brett.
Well, you almost got to throw the last rock you threw out the window because you need to be tighter to the guard. You need to be a little bit lighter. You almost got to give this one to the sweepers.
Yeah, the only problem if you threw that rock out the window, you'd be drawn against 3, right? Because then it wouldn't be in the back 4. Think about that.
Right.
This one's tighter for line. Hard scrub trying to get it past the guard. Now they like it. Just a matter of the weight. Now they have to carve it, actually. Probably overswept, eh, Brad?
Wow.
Yeah, that was a mistake, I think.
My fault.
And Kevin took responsibility. I love to see that because he threw 2 great rocks that end. Little bit of a missed call on a pretty well thrown shot, and it's another steal. So BC, crucial steal in 6. We'll be back for the 7th. They lead PEI 3-2. I like there, again, at your level, you need that feedback from a teammate. Say they, pitched one out or they pinched a draw. You need them to be honest. You can't have them say, oh, I thought that I threw that really well, and they know they didn't. And that's exactly what Kevin just took responsibility for that. He knows he made a mistake, and that's fine. You're allowed to do it.
Yeah, he assumed responsibilities. He said he basically let the skip know you threw that great. The sweepers know you judged it great. That was my fault. I shouldn't have had you on it, right? So I guess one of the things that I was going to add to that, though, was one of the things that I think as a skip, and maybe you can relate to this, but when a teammate asks you, how did I throw that? It's kind of hard to answer that question from 140, 120 feet away.
Yes, it is.
All the time. Sometimes we can, but not all the time. So one of the things I kind of like to ask back sometimes, and my teammates know this, is, well, how do you think you threw it? Because it looked pretty good to me, but we can't tell the little subtleties, right?
Yeah. And that's at the highest level.
Sure.
At the level I was playing at the club, the guy would flash an open hit by 2.5 feet and say, how did I throw it? And I'd say, you threw it great. I'll just move the broom 3 feet next time. How do you think you threw it, buddy? You flashed by 2.5 feet? Come on. Captain Avi is called. He wants his answer back. Come on.
Okay, so what's going on here? So BC steals.
BC steals. They're up 3-2.
We were talking about the importance of PEI even just scoring last end, and they gave up a steal.
Yeah.
That's a big point.
It's a huge point because now BC, even if they give up 2 in this end, obviously math will tell you they're down 1, but they'll have the hammer. You probably win in the ballpark of 50% of the time, but they're going to probably go a little bit hard here, try for the force. Maybe they steal one. The one thing I do see teams that overanalyze these situations, they feel they have to try so hard to force in the 7th.
Yeah.
And sometimes they force the team to a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is not what you want to do. Like, I still think you can play that scoreboard. You'd know the math, again, better than I would, but I think at most levels of curling, you're probably still better 1-up without the hammer.
Right.
So I don't know why they try to do everything to force and then give up so many points they lose the game. I think that's overthinking it. Yeah, you have to apply some common sense, some logic.
Absolutely. You got to know when to bail. You got to, right?
Yeah, you can get in trouble and bail.
Yeah, you got to know when to bail.
It's easier to do if you've got a guy like EJ throwing double peels or Mark Kennedy.
But BC came out and threw a high guard, So they've kind of made a statement there. They're going, okay, we
100%,
want to get
yeah.
into this.
That's a statement rock. That says, let's go. And you know what? The whole game, it's not like PEI. They're not afraid. They're like, okay, you want to go? Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've had their opportunities, especially last end. Or was it the end before when the steal? Or, geez, now I can't.
Weight's good.
I got you covered, kid. Last end, they had an excellent chance for 2. Just
It was the fifth end I was
had
thinking of,
deep,
sorry.
And in the fifth, there was that great hit and roll that was
Correct.
made by Tom
back-to-back
to save
steals.
the end. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
This one's just going to feather tick the top. Really unfortunate, because what it does is it absolutely opens up the back one now. PI can make a play on it. They've got 2 in the rings already.
Great
really
call
nice
here.
chance here.
Yeah, great call here by Philip to freeze that, right?
Yeah, a lot of teams would probably throw the board weight, or this is just an easier shot for Sean. We've talked about it all game. Sean's had great draw weight,
especially with that out turn.
Yeah, this is the spot he made back to back. So I always like when I skip at any level to give my player a shot that he's made a few times, because he's got that positive feel. The odds of him making go up dramatically.
Absolutely.
It comes down to confidence, and as we say that, he just absolutely butchers that.
You just jinxed him.
That one's on me. Yeah, you like that. Now, you're not the only one that's going to hear words after the game when the curlers go back. But that is, joking aside, a huge miss. Now an opportunity here for Kevin to throw a little hack board waiter. He can actually roll right in behind. That guard is high enough that with the kind of weight he should be throwing, that guard's not really in play. Yeah. Hopefully I didn't do it again here. We'll find out.
Well, and this is a shot where when you have this opportunity, right, at second, to make that little roll inside, you want to take your time on this. You want to throw this well. You want to make sure you throw the right weight and make the shot and put some pressure on the other team. And look at that.
That's a beauty.
Perfect. And it was that's all weight control. That was we talked about that a lot at the trials last week. We talk about it every event that we play in. Is as soon as we get comfortable with the ice and we get the weight right, those backliners, hack waiters, board waiters.
It just you just feed off of it. I agree. You get that feel. Getting to Sean's bio here, his favorite curler, Kevin Martin, favorite TV show, Breaking Bad, which is actually what they used to call Reed Carruthers' intern. I don't know if you know that.
He made a ton last week at the he made a ton, period.
Reeder had a great week. He's a good buddy of mine. He won't like that I said that, though, because he's got fairly thin skin. But
look at this. Little redirect, little hit and roll.
No, it's an option. Yeah.
Option B, right?
Benny just loved that. Yeah, Breaking Bad, actually an excellent TV show.
Yeah.
Did you watch that or what?
Oh man, I that was back in the day where, I mean, if anybody's listening and they remember, but Breaking Bad and Entourage were on like every week within an hour of each other, and one was on HBO, one was on AMC. Never missed an episode of those two shows. No. That was back when we had to wait a week.
I know. You
to
just
watch a show, and
now.
if you missed it, it was like, oh,
yeah.
Now it's like, on demand. I'll just watch whatever I want.
My day on demand meant I was hit and record on my Beta, not the VHS. It was Beta, man.
Oh wow.
Hey.
Well, you are 50.
Okay,
I am 50.
Right.
I am 50.
A little on your side, Matt.
We'll all be 50 one day. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, you hope you are. Like you can laugh at someone who's 50, but
you're right though.
I actually cashed a lot of over/under bets when I hit the number. Cashed a lot of tickets. This one is really taking off. Trying to squeak it past the guard, unable to do so.
Oh,
double
ticks.
tick though, the old double tick. Someone sort of jumped on him halfway down. Now an excellent chance for PEI.
Go there. Yeah.
Already lying 2 with the hammer.
Board. No, less, quieter. Hey.
Kevin's really confident in what he wants to do, and you love that.
Yeah, no, board, quiet.
Yeah, he's already mapped the shot out in his mind, sliding out with the old trusty corn broom.
Well, and I think as a skip, that's what you want to hear from your third, is that decisive, no, I'm throwing this, perfect. I'll put the broom down and you throw it. I'll call it, right? And look at this, looking great. Perfect.
One of the guys who's a very underrated player from the past, doesn't get a lot of credit, but for, I would say, at least a 2-year period, he might have made more shots than anybody, is Graham McCarroll when he played
I
third.
thought you were going to say that.
Yeah.
2-year period? Probably longer than that.
Well,
Pete.
but I mean, he was literally the best for 2 years, like
Right.
the best. And he trusted Wayne Madaw so much. Wayne would call the shot, put the broom down, and Graham would just say, what weight?
Yeah.
And Wayne would tell him the weight, and Graham trusted him so much. He threw it right away. On TSN, they couldn't even get his stats up. He's throwing the rock so fast.
Right.
And he didn't have time to question the weight.
Yeah,
he just said, and wow, that recipe really worked. A lot of the time, you miss shots from overthinking.
He was incredible, right?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He works at the Toronto Cricket Club now as the curling club pro there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great, man. When we were growing up and back in that, I would have been 13, 14, 15, 16 years old back then.
Yeah.
And we couldn't talk enough about how good he was. I remember, there was a cash field, the cash field that you were talking about back in the day that came here.
They won it a few times.
Well, they won it a few times. They always came to the Sioux, and they came here one year when there was only like 10 or 12 teams, and our junior team was one of them, and we played them.
We played you that year as well.
Oh, okay. There's only a few teams, right? Because something else is going on. I can't remember.
Beat you on last rocks. Settle down. You were
really?
Yeah, well, you were 15 years old.
Well, that was the only time you ever beat us.
It
right?
was, but I should have quit right then. I should have quit right then.
We didn't go past 4 ends after that.
Wow.
Okay, 6.
6. That's better.
Oh, I love it.
You are busy the rest of the week, right? How about Kevin? Kevin makes his little hackboard waiter.
I can't even see what's going on.
We got a miss out at Dave. Dave narrowly missed a double, and now Tom is buried in a world of trouble here because Kevin came up with the goods with the draw.
The other shot might be something like that.
I think they're like, this is gross then. Don't love that.
That was what I first thought.
There's no double on these two stones here.
Before the handle.
In-turn draw around the works is super high risk. You're putting the game on the line.
I think BC needs to just, it's almost timeout time or something like that. Maybe
get a mulligan, start this.
They still got lots of time on the clock. Sorry, they got 7 minutes and 40 seconds. But
they heard you, buddy.
There
They're
we go.
going
See
timeout. Oh, I'm getting a text from Reed Carruthers as they call timeout.
You're chirping me. Nice. That's hilarious.
It's such a long guard. I mean, you might be able to.
Reed agreed with you. He told me to stick to commentating and not playing. So
right.
Stay on it.
It's a tough one, Pete. I don't know.
I don't know what the best shot is. Maybe you could hit this red shot rock yellow shot rock with lighter weight and try to roll somewhere in behind that guard, cut them down. Like, you're in a tough spot right now.
So
Tom's calling the front end in here. Let's listen.
I know, but you got the skinny double, which you got to hit it on the rock, no handle. And he still is set for 3. Or we do this. And that's a long guard. I mean, all you got to do is, if you stay froze, you just got to get this to there. So what are you thinking for weight? You probably need this.
What is that weight?
And I mean, I still don't
sort
think
of a
you
slash
need to
across the
totally
throat.
Because this will roll slightly.
That's like suicide wave, which is not great.
Okay.
No.
Wow, I never
this?
saw any shot with the in-turn here, but it does go in here enough. So they're going to try to come around the guard here. This way. Try to get as much as they can of this, bump this one into the back.
And just roll open.
Well, I think they're trying to squeak the guard, carve it as much as they can with, say, hack and nose hit that rock that is fully buried.
Wow. We need some illegal brooms.
Well, back in the day, illegal broom, you make this easy. This is a very, very, very tough shot. But, I mean, he's in trouble. There's just not much he can do here.
Yeah, I agree.
A couple great shots by Kevin, a couple half shots by BC have led to this. And now you might want to get an insurance policy on the guard. Cash that in.
Okay.
Trouble now.
That was almost 10, maybe?
That was such, I mean, brutal spot for Tom to be in there.
Yeah.
Even if PI wasn't a throw right now, they're probably going to score 2.
You never like to see that on your first, with only 2 rocks to come. Doesn't matter if you're throwing it or you're sweeping it or you're calling it, where your skip is having to throw at a rock that's dead buried.
Yeah.
And you know that if you go by it, they're drawn to lay 4. And it's easy to go by it. So what do? You pinch it a bit and you rack on the guard naturally. Anyways.
Timeout from PEI. This timeout is brought to you by Everest.
Can we just go open side?
They are the proud sponsor of the Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships, as well as the Canadian Curling Club Championships.
We come in and split my roll a bit.
Where do you go with this? I think you just draw the open side. Yeah. Brad just got to step away for 1 second.
Even back 8.
I like the open draw over here. Anything they try here, you're going to jam anyway. Actually, the best spot's probably right up there. You're always going to have this double, and that's fine. They make that double. You got another rock up here. They make the double. They're going to sit here, and you're going to have an open hit for 3. I think they're taking broom to do that as well. Opportunity now for PEI really to take control of this game. 4-ender would be massive. A 3-ender would still be huge. Not really sure what is bigger, huge, or massive. Let's just say either situation, they're in a great spot. Outturn draw here for skip Philip Gorvet. Currently trailing by 1, but an opportunity for a huge score here. Boys don't love the wait early. Haven't put a brush down yet. They're thinking about it. Still heavy. Need it to stop. Really need this to stop.
Okay, Phil.
And it's going to just barely, and that is good enough. Going to see if they can set up any kind of angle for. And they could try the double and roll buried, I guess.
Well, as long as it goes to there. Throw it up if you want to. It's all where we hit it. Okay.
I'm back.
So they drew the open wing here. You only missed 1 shot.
Okay, that's good.
Which I used to do per end when I was throwing them. They drew into the back 12. Deeper than they wanted.
Still a good shot, though,
yeah,
looks like.
Exactly. As long as it stopped, which it did.
That's a 2nd or 3rd point, right? Unless
only shot here for Tom is to rip this double and hope he can roll somewhere where he might get a rollout, a jam. I guess 3 is not the end of the world.
Okay.
4 is, and it's going to be 4 potentially here. A lot of the wind coming out of the sails of Team BC here in the 7th end. We talked about it. You go hard to force, and sometimes you force them to 4. We said that at the start of the end. Is that a bad omen on my part?
You did.
Yeah.
It is. It's your fault.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take all of the blame.
It's not a, I mean, hey. Yeah. No, but you called it, and you're not, you're right, Pete. But even though, you know, PEI's got this open hit for 4, you still got to make it. Like, you got to throw a good one here, and you want to put that 4 on the board. It's a big shot. Big shot for Philip.
Phil's going to be channeling his favorite curler, local PEI curling legend, Eddie McKenzie, on this one.
That's not his favorite curler, is it?
It is for real.
He put that down on there?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
It's right there. It's there. Is it there or not? They like it.
We're
It's
hearing
good.
the clean call.
It's good. Anytime you hear clean, you're all good. Put 4 on the board for PEI. They will be
It's a
up
big 4.
6-3. Is there ever a small 4? Up 6-3. Coming home. BC with the hammer. Tall task in front of them.
Tall task, absolutely.
Very tall. Yeah, Eddie McKenzie sort of took the curling world by storm. Not really for anything he did on the ice, but mostly for some of those tweets from fake Kevin Martin, I would say.
Oh, is that him?
No, he was not fake, but he got chirped a lot by fake Kevin Martin. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've never really been on Twitter myself.
No, eh?
Not much of a tweeter. Busy. It's just busy with work and stuff, Brad. So.
Right. Busy in the chair.
Job's pretty easy right now for PEI strategically.
Well, that was a big 4 points, 6-3. So, but here's the thing, right? 5 rock roll. There's 3s out there everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm sure BC knows that. And this is interesting. I'm curious to see how they're going to call this end. How PEI is actually going to call this end, because obviously BC is going to go up and throw the corner guard, and we're going to assume that this is going to be made, although I'm not going to speak too soon.
Yeah, we've learned that.
Anymore, but I'll be interested to see what happens here, because our team plays these tick shots more than any other men's team out there, I think. You watch us a lot.
You play it a lot, and my favorite style when you play super tight, that is when you play your best, in my opinion.
You're right, right. So for us, there's definitely reasons why we do that, and especially when we have hammer, we feel like it's advantageous. But here's where, okay, so they threw the tight center guard. I know, like on our team, because we play it all the time, we'd be running up there, and Ryan Harden would be ticking that corner guard in the rings. Just tick it
so
almost
he can hit
anywhere.
it on his next one.
Right. So tick it in, roll the guard out, and the further you can tick that shot over, the better it is, because then it becomes harder to guard.
Yeah.
Because we're also used to throwing guards on the center line, and we're used to throwing guards on a certain spot in the corner guards, right?
Yeah.
In areas. But if you tick it to an unnatural area, all of a sudden it's a different path, and you got to guard it, right?
So yeah, you're talking about ticking this one, say with the out turn, you lose your shooter, and you just chip this thing somewhere
over there. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you chip it and you tick it deep, so that if you hit it on the next one, guess what? Pretty much game over.
Yeah.
If you're PEI. But
so now, speaking from the point of view of PEI, they have 2 decent ones. They would love the one that's behind the tee, obviously, to be in front of the tee, but I don't think it's a biggie.
Right.
Do you throw another one in, or is 2 enough? You've already sort of got a rock in the 4.
Yeah.
There comes a stage where you don't need any more rocks in play.
Right.
I would probably throw this through.
Right. You either throw it through, or you throw it in the rings, but does a rock in the rings help you, is what you have to ask yourself. Right.
I don't think it does.
Because they can maneuver. Yeah, exactly. You don't need more points. So
I'd be just lobbing this one through the rings. Right. Not only that, I'm protecting Sean's stats here. He gets a throw through. He's going to get full points for that.
Right.
Right? You got to think about your teammates.
You got to think about the All-Star award at the end
you're
of
trying
the
to win All-Star awards. I busted Reed's chops. But Reed, I believe he was the All-Star 3rd at the Briar last year in the bubble, if I'm not mistaken. Him and Muscowie.
Oh, yeah?
Reed, it was either that year that Reed won the year before, for sure.
Oh, okay. I feel like Kennedy's always in there.
Yeah, Mark thinks he is, but Mark once had an answer. Somebody asked him, how many times have you played in the Briar? And he says, I don't know. I'll go home and count my All-Star awards.
How many All-Star awards do I have? Yeah, exactly. That's pretty good curler.
He's a decent player, yeah. He's off to his 3rd Olympics.
Little up, maybe.
The most for a Canadian in regular curling, if you will. Obviously, Caitlin Laws off to her third Olympics as well. One was in the mixed doubles with Johnny. I think John, like, you're going to be playing mixed doubles. I think it's going to be interesting if it ever came down to you and Mark and his partner Val Sweeting.
Right.
A couple lefties. I think one of the teams to beat is going to be John Morris and Rachel Holman. Both of them coming. Rachel especially did not have her best trials.
Is that a team?
Well, yeah, John and Rachel always play together.
Oh, never knew that.
I think they're, in my opinion, they're the best mixed doubles team in Canada. But you know what? We're picking hairs here. Like, there's going to be some great. I love watching the mixed doubles game. I didn't even really watch it until 2018.
Right.
2018, I was fortunate enough to get to go over to Korea.
Right.
And watch the mixed doubles, commentate on it, and it's insane. It's just a faster moving game, action all the time, right?
Right.
So for those just joining the broadcast, Brad's going to be playing mixed doubles with Carrie Anderson. But I think we got to get back to the action here. We got some stuff brewing here, Brad.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Got a corner guard. We already have one lost in behind it. This one's a little too heavy. I think I'd drag this past everything if I could. I'd be sweeping this.
Thank you.
You needed to stay on the rings, but you might as well get it past your own green. Keep sweeping.
Like it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
now stop.
That's sneaky.
That's the old George Carey's come around. I don't know if you played much against George. We'd always call for it like around the corner. He'd lob this thing barely a back biter. So bad. The other team ignores it, and then that point ends up scoring.
Scores. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, George, if you're listening. If you're not, I'm being 100% serious.
Oh my God.
Triple jamation.
What?
Again.
Wow.
You have nightmares when things like that happen, and you end up broadcasting. You end up volunteering at events. What you don't do is want to play a lot of them. That's a very unfortunate break. That was a pretty close throw. And to go jam, 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 as we'll see on this replay.
Let me ask you this. Does it get any worse than that?
Yeah, like how could it? Like, and that was a pretty decent throw. Like, that's a very close shot.
There's a good view of it.
What do you do now? Like, you do have three. I don't know. It might be early for this shot, Brad, but I don't mind the double on these two rocks here. Maybe we can get a close-up of the rings so I can do a better job of saying which ones I want to hit.
I mean,
so you could make this double. Get this one going out that way, obviously. This one goes out the back. And then the key is your green rock is going to be over here somewhere.
Yeah.
See how I switched colors there? That was good, right? And the reason I say that is, like, you do have an opportunity already. You've got two in behind the guards, but you've got three to deal with. You can get caught up in too many taps, and eventually you're just not going to have an opportunity to get rid of these stones. I know it's early, but as long as you make sure you keep your shooter, I like the double here, but I mean, I could be dead wrong.
I don't disagree with you, and especially because you get you spread your greens out. You get rid of two yellows, you spread your greens out, and you've already got two rocks buried behind the corner.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it becomes kind of one of those situations where you got to be careful you don't overthink it, right? And, and you just...
No, we're just trying
you
to
play what
things.
looks good, what you know makes sense, what you know is simple.
Okay.
Well, we'll see.
Trying to protect the two that are behind the guard a bit here.
So, Reader confirmed he was the All-Star in Kingston.
Oh, Kingston, right.
Said he didn't have...
Right before COVID.
Okay.
Didn't have his best Briar.
I think we might see BC potentially call their second time out here.
Yeah, it's possible.
Gonna want to keep an eye on that.
Tell them what to play, or what are you going to do?
Letting the timer know that they're going to want to keep a close eye on that. These guys might all of a sudden go timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it gets three in.
Yeah, Reader said he didn't have his best Briar in the bubble, but he recovered in the... he was down to a three-man team in the slams in the bubble last year, and he made a semifinal, I think, playing with Tyler Tardy. He had to skip. Mike and Don.
Yeah.
Very pregnant. Their second kid arrived, and Reader took over the skipping reins.
Normal.
He did. I remember we came out for a game, and I said in front of everybody, time for a new team, Reader. That was it was a joke.
Oh, 100%.
But it was
yeah. It's a compliment to him and how well he played with these other guys is what it is. Yeah.
Actually, their team, they beat us. They're so good, man. Ooh, nice shot
Just
here.
get it over. Yeah, that's the exact shot I drew up.
You did. You drew that
so
up.
I'll take credit for that one.
You didn't jinx him.
No, thank goodness. And now if you're PI, it's time to get a little bit nervous for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just to finish up on Reed, actually, there were the last 2 slams that were here. Not the last 2, but the first 2. Reed went undefeated in the round robin, the 1 year 5-0.
That's when you were with him.
Lost the quarters, yeah. I only played 2 games against basically pigeons. But then the next time they came here, they just won the Canada Cup, and they
lost us in the final.
They played you in the final, yes.
Okay, we got a run back coming here from Kevin.
It's gonna over curl.
Oof. He's going to guard the other. No, not quite.
I think you probably.
Wow, there's a wow. This is a huge turnaround, Pete.
Still, the good news if you are PI is there is this, there's a double here on the two greens. There's still lots of time to get out of this. You got, well, not lots, you got 2 shots, but it's very hard for BC just to spread these rocks out, no doubles, and score 4. Like, you're almost in mode now where you're trying to make a double to get it down to 3.
Yeah.
And then hopefully they set up another one you can make a game winner. But right now you're trying to find a double to hold BC to 3 points. That's crazy.
Oh, he did that pick? What is happening here? They're still sweeping it like it's got a chance to get rid of it, but...
Hard.
Okay, he made contact.
Still,
that's what happens though when you have an opening ceremonies and you throw the opening draw on that cheat. A little bit of dirt out there, maybe.
You're gonna blame that on that, eh?
Yeah, we're gonna blame it on that. No, but it looked like Dave. As soon as he let that go, he looked down like something was going on.
I thought it was a lot of weight for the shot because you absolutely had to stay in the rings there. So I really like, like a board weight. Now, if there's a double made, all of a sudden BC has to find a way to score that 3 now, and this rock is available. So if the double's made here, PI is back in the driver's seat.
Let's see what happens. Big shot for Phil here. You can tell he's
doing a little wind up there like Mike Weir does before he hits a tee shot.
We're right behind here. We can see how he throws this.
Yep.
It's a little narrow.
Good weight though. Whipped it down here pretty hard. Good. And that's a huge shot for Philip Gorvetz. And now I think it's a pretty tall task, although possible. I think you have to play the in-turn draw here. If you're Tom, you need a miss. I don't like the roll here. The odds of making this roll buried are like 1 in 10. I think you have to draw, do the sort of Christmas tree situation.
I was just going to say that, yeah. Try to overbury it. If you play in the outturn here, you want to overbury it a hair. So almost make it like a sucker shot. Which one are we going to pick? I don't know.
Yeah, you want to show them half and just say, get that doubt in their mind. Right now, you're going to miss. There's just no question you need a miss. This one's no bargain to get at. You can see all of it, but you got to throw a nice one. The advantage is you do just have to peel it out. Excellent shot there, though, by Philip with his first. Out-turn draw now for Tom. This one's traveling at a fairly decent pace. Hasn't picked up the curl yet.
Yeah, I know. Should stop in time.
Stops just in time. It'll be a wide-ish open hit here. You can see all of it, plus maybe an inch. Doesn't have to stay. Needs to kill either green, so even if he jams on the back, it's fine. Chance here for PEI to end this game, improve the record to 1 win and 1 loss. It's been a very well curled game so far. Raw so far. It's about to end here, I think, Brad. But
Looks like
very
it.
well played by both teams.
Very well played. Yeah. Ice has been good. They've made a lot of shots.
Play was probably better than most of the commentary. Not all of it, but most of it.
Most of it.
Yeah. So final shot here for PI in the 8th. A chance to win the game.
Yep. Clean.
Just cleaning it. Good throw here by Phillip.
Shot.
And he'll jam, but that is enough. So final score here, PI with a 6-3 win over BC. They move to 1-1. BC 0-2. I'd like to thank Brad Jacobs. Brad, you did a great job tonight, and you always do a great job out on the ice. And I wish you all the best with the rest of your season. Hopefully we'll get you back in here later in the week.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Pete. I had a blast.
It was a fun night. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow around noon for our next action here from the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships in Sault Ste. Marie. We're signing off. Have a great night.